Hidden perspectives are actively manipulating your feelings as an audience member all the time. Every single time you consume a digital narrative, someone behind the scenes has made a very deliberate choice about exactly where to place you.
So, here's our roadmap for today. First up, defining point of view. Second, shaping your message. Third, the ethics of framing. And finally, we'll look at immersive digital perspectives.
Right, let's jump right into section 1, defining point of view, or the lens of your story. So what actually is POV? Well, it isn't just about figuring out who the narrator is. It's the specific perspective that frames exactly how you, the audience, experience a narrative. It really answers two big things. Who's telling the story, and how are you positioned? Are you just a distant, objective witness looking in, or are you an active, emotionally invested participant?
I want you to think of POV literally as a camera lens. It's a great analogy, right? That lens zeroes your attention in on specific details while totally blurring out others. It colors the emotional light of the whole scene, and most importantly, it strategically limits the frame. What's outside the frame? It simply doesn't exist for the audience. But what's inside that frame? That becomes their entire reality.
Moving right along to section 2, shaping your message, focusing the light.
Now, this is where it gets super interesting. The exact same topic activates completely different persuasive tools just by swapping out the storyteller. Take climate change, for example. Framed through the POV of a scientist, the narrative emphasizes factual explanation, that's logos, and relies heavily on their professional credibility, or ethos. But if you frame that exact same story through a young activist, the whole thing shifts. Now it leans heavily into a passionate emotional appeal, pathos, and a call for justice. The raw facts of the issue haven't changed one bit, but the emotional tone and the specific evidence included have shifted entirely, all because of the lens.
POV also totally dictates how the audience connects with the subject matter. Think about it. If you're advocating for mental health awareness, a first-person account from a survivor builds vulnerability and a raw personal connection. It really relies on the audience identifying with that person's triumphs. On the flip side, a highly complex issue like net neutrality doesn't really benefit from that same vulnerability. Instead, it requires a knowledgeable third-person guide who can offer a technical breakdown without completely overwhelming the audience, which establishes a really strong sense of ethos and logos. Now, even if there's no narrator physically on screen, a digital story still has a voice. Documentary theorist Bill Nichols really hit the nail on the head here. He noted that voice is essentially a filmmaker's social perspective expressed through style and content. The way you shoot, the scenes you choose to show, how you edit, all of that projects a distinct angle to the viewer. Your style literally is your point of view. To see Nichols' theory in action, just look at the stark contrast in documentary styles. Think of the highly participatory first-person style of a Michael Moore film, right? The filmmaker is interacting directly with subjects to make an explicit argument. Now, contrast that with strictly observational cinema verite. There's no narrator, the audience is just acting as flies on the wall. Yet even in that purely observational style, the creator is still exerting a point of view through exactly what they chose to point the camera at and, of course, what they left on the editing room floor. Which brings us to section 3, the ethics of framing. And specifically, what's left out of the frame. Here's the thing. Whenever you center one voice, you are naturally omitting others. Your POV has inherent limits, and that can very quickly introduce framing bias into your narrative. The ethical choice often comes down to deciding whose voices carry the most weight. For social justice issues, it's absolutely crucial to center marginalized voices. Empowering individuals to share their own first-person experiences, much like the #MeToo movement did so powerfully, can ethically generate massive-scale empathy and tremendous credibility. But remember, you don't always have to stick to just one lens. You can actually weave multiple POVs together. Imagine you're building a narrative about community policing. A local resident provides the emotional center and the lived experience. A police officer offers operational contrast, and a community organizer delivers the systemic overview. By weaving these perspectives together, it's like a giant puzzle. You frame the narrative as a complex conversation rather than just making a single, flat argument. You're showing the audience you've considered multiple angles, which deeply engages a much wider group of people and builds massive trust.
All right, let's jump into our final section, section 4, immersive digital perspectives. We are upgrading the lens.
Technology is completely changing the game when it comes to positioning the audience. A literal camera POV, like GoPro footage, forces the audience to see exactly what the subject sees, creating an incredibly visceral connection. Interactive POV takes this a step further in web stories, letting users actually choose their own paths and take on a role themselves. And finally, virtual reality places you entirely inside a simulated experience, like a refugee's journey, for instance, which deeply, profoundly engages empathy. These tools don't just show a story, they pull the audience directly into the shoes of the subject. It creates a persuasive experience that almost feels like a lived memory.
So, bringing it all together, the power of your chosen lens dictates, well, pretty much everything. It dictates the shared information and logic, your logos. It shapes the emotional delivery, your pathos. And it builds your trust and credibility, your ethos. But please remember, this requires deliberate consistency. A clear, consistent POV helps your audience follow along, while jumping around randomly will completely break that connection. So, the next time you're crafting a digital narrative, or honestly, even just consuming one, keep this in mind. Every lens chosen actively builds the reality the audience will ultimately believe in. Whose story are you going to tell next? And maybe more importantly, what are you going to leave out of the frame?